Let's take a look at this interesting functional equation. We have that f is a real valued function that satisfies this equation right here. And we want to find which of the following cannot be the value of f of 1. So to do this, let's just plug in numbers and see what happens. And I'm really interested in f of 1, so how about for first off, just starting, let's say a equals 1 and b equals 0. So this gives us the equation that f of 1 plus f of 1 minus 0 is also f of 1 equals 2 f of 1 times f of 0. So we get 2f of 1 equals 2f of 1 f of 0. And so if this is true, that means f of 0 equals 1 because we're just dividing out by f of 1. So f of 0 equals 1. Now let's try to plug in something else. And what I'm thinking here is to plug in a equals b equals 1 half because that gives us here on this side we get 1 half plus 1 half is 1, but on this side we get 1 half minus 1 half is 0. And so that makes things a little simple. So we get f of 1 plus f of 0 equals 2f of 1 half squared. And so now we know that this side is something squared. And so that's the real key here, because if this is something squared, that means this must be positive, or it could be 0, but it cannot be negative. So this is positive or 0, can't be negative, because if this was negative, say it's like negative something, negative x, then f of 1 half would be an imaginary number because we'd have to take the square root of that, and you can't have an imaginary numbers because it's a real valued function, not complex. We can't have complex numbers. So we have the equation that f of 1 plus f of 0 is greater than or equal to 0. And so we have this equation, we know f of 0 is 1, so let's just plug that in. F of 1 plus 1 greater than or equal to 0, f of 1 greater than or equal to negative 1. So which of the following does not satisfy f of 1 is greater than or equal to negative 1? Negative 2. And so that is the answer because it cannot be f of 1, or else we get the negative that f of 1 plus f of 0 is negative, so f of 1 half would have to be a complex number.